Let's take a look at this illustrated Aesop's Fables book here. It has a very distinguished provenance. It's in a splendid binding, which unfortunately the front cover has come detached because at some point this leather dried out and it split. And so now the front cover is no longer attached, but that is, of all the fixes to an antiquarian leather binding, that's among the most readily done and least expensive. That can be remedied at no great expense. The book almost absolutely warrants it. It's beautiful binding, beautiful covers, beautiful end papers with this beautiful gilt turn-ins like so. All edges are gilt. One thing you always want to do on books of this vintage is flip the foredge like so, just to make sure there's no foredge painting on them. This book here, however, comes from the library of Ruth Adomeit, who was a very famous collector of miniature books and, in fact, wrote the bibliography of miniature thumb Bibles. This book was in her library, and I can understand why, because even though it doesn't meet the strict requirements of being a miniature book, it feels like a miniature book. The typesetting is tiny, the illustrations are small. The whole book is a book done in a reduced, small, pocket-sized format, one or two steps over genuine miniature. 1814 Chiswick Press, and it's got 111 emblematic devices. Croxel is a very famous name, and here we see each of the fables many of the fables have these charming woodcuts that are well done, actually. These are not the same sort of crude type. I'm going to take this front board and set it right there, like so, to facilitate me flipping through the text block like this. Look at that, the old man in death. Wow, that's quite a woodcut. Yeah, quite a lot of woodcuts in here. It's a very nice book. If I were going to keep this in my own personal library, for sure I would have that front cover reattached. But because of the flow of material going through our hands, it is simply not possible every time we encounter any item that needs work done to it to send them all off. We would be sending boxes out of here every month and running up thousands of dollars a month in repair bills. So we have a general tendency, for the most part, to offer items as we acquire them. We sometimes, will leather dress books or use a little archival tape or some reversible acid-free Japanese paste with rice paper or something like this, but nothing major, and we don't get into reattaching covers to books. But this is a beautiful binding, and it's got a great provenance, and it's a wonderful little book. Yep. And so this is now available online from me, Brian DeMambro.